Welcome to the lunation situation. We are talking about the new moon in Aquarius occurring at 20 degrees and 40 minutes. Aquarius is a very new age energy that is on the forefront of these times. Some say that we live in the Aquarius age or that we're embarking on the Aquarius age, but the Aquarius energy is very important for the coming 20 years as our little rascal, massive energetic Pluto has entered the arena of Aquarius. So a lot of these energies that are represented by the Aquarius sign are going to be revealed, excavated by Pluto. So we're going to get really deep into this energy. And what is Aquarius about? Well, many things. It's the 11th sign of the zodiac. So, this is where we are nearing the end of the cycle. So it's a very intelligent energy. It's quite evolved. It's where you embrace who you are at the ultimate level and you truly express yourself from that place as well. So Aquarius mostly is associated with being very unique, with being your funky self. This is why I got dressed up for you in this way. And this is sort of the epiphany of Aquarius, just being different and unique and out of the box, and not just the way you wear, express, and all that, but just the way you think, the way you behave. Everything that is normal is upside down, and there is no normal. So that gives a tremendous liberation, and it gives a very different spin to your goals, to who you are, to what is important in your life. Aquarius shakes things up. The road to liberation is not necessarily an easy one. It goes through turmoil, breakups, breakdowns, and massive changes, as it is ruled by Uranus, which represents all of this. And it's about revolution. It's about changing things up from the very core. And what towards? Well, towards the most authentic expression that can be of you, of an idea, of systems, for instance, the concept of money or anything. Like, it just shakes it up, it breaks it down. Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, can cause quite some chaos. But of course, the whole aim is to lead through a breakthrough, to awakening, to a higher perspective from which you view everything very differently. And this is where our consciousness increases, so we become aware of more things, as it is the third air sign in the zodiac. As I said, it's very intelligent, so it's very evolved way of thinking, but it's also just where you get your information from, where your knowledge download comes from, is out of this world. It's cosmic, it's beyond, and it's very advanced. So with Aquarius, you're getting thoughts that are new, outrageous, never been thought before. This is the sign of science, of discovery, of inventions. I guess Aquarius in a way is the mad scientist. It's ahead of its time. The concepts, ideas, it's very futuristic. And that's a little bit difficulty sometimes of Aquarius, because it's not where time is. It's further than where time is right now. So not everybody might be understood around the Aquarius energy, especially if you tap into the Aquarius energy. But because it's so advanced and evolved, obviously it leads to massive breakthroughs. And as I said, inventions, or just massive progressive ideas or materials, or Aquarius works with a lot with frequencies and vibrations. So as I said, that's why you need that higher perspective to be able to even understand, to comprehend these things that become unseen, right? Frequencies and vibrations are not necessarily seen. So it kind of is also about quantum science and how that whole energetic world works. It's because the discovery of Uranus, the ruling planet of Aquarius, was around the same time that we discovered electricity. So, massive, as I said, inventions, electricity, anything electronic, anything electron, neutron, proton, I don't know. All these unseen but yet very important, effective parts of our reality are now being understood. And when you understand them, you can work with them, right? It creates a whole new reality, especially because the ruling planet Uranus is in Taurus, Earth sign, changing our earthly basic reality, changing our senses. So we are really awakening body, mind, and soul to these new understanding of frequencies and vibrations. And as of course Pluto is going to stay in Aquarius from November 19th on of this year. It's now in Aquarius, but it's going to go retrograde. But from November 19th on of 2024, we are in that Aquarius age where massive inventions and changes in our reality are going to take place. A lot of scientific progress, a lot of technological upgrades, and that is going to change our reality. But of course, with everything, there is always an ethical question of how much you want a certain thing. Just because technology is available, it is not holy, and it is not above anything else. So what you need to be careful with Aquarius energy is the struggle between artificial, which is very much Aquarian, but then also where is the natural still very important. And that struggle between artificial and natural is going to be very strong and in the forefront these coming 20 years. And it's highlighted because it's also where the ruling planet Uranus is in Taurus. So this new moon awakens sort of this energetic portal of the Aquarius age. It is the first new moon where Pluto is in Aquarius for the second time, but that was last year when it was in first time in Aquarius. It was not during a new moon in Aquarius. So this is kind of the first time that we have a new moon in Aquarius and Pluto in Aquarius. Because of that occurrence, it is kind of like a launching pad for Pluto in Aquarius as well, even though it isn't necessarily connected in an aspect sense to this new moon, but it definitely brings the force behind Aquarius energy because Pluto is that powerful. And because Pluto makes itself very known when it comes into a new sign, and it is like in Aquarius since approximately 2 weeks during this new moon. So new moon in Aquarius. Well, I think this is very interesting because it's also, you know, Aquarius represents it's the 11th sign, right? So it's also the 11th house. And the 11th house is also the house of wishes and wish fulfillment and hopes, which is kind of also reflected in the star card in tarot. And so it's interesting because a new moon in Aquarius, I mean, a new moon in general is always about wishing. And, you know, as Jan Spiller, the astrologer, tells us, we get 10 new moon wishes because it's like a portal that is opening during a new moon. It's like a birth of fresh new energies, especially Aquarian energies. So this birth that occurs during this new moon is foretelling, or like that energetic portal that lingers for 6 months. So during this new moon, you can clearly state your wishes or your desires for manifestation, because the coming 6 months, this portal might lead you to that manifestation, to that wish fulfillment. Of course, if you do the energetic work. So during this new moon, you definitely get 10 wishes. And if you work with this Aquarius energy, so the wishes have to be around this unique, different approach, this futuristic originalness that Aquarius brings, this desire for liberation, for freedom, for changing things up, for bringing authenticity in every layer of your life, of increasing that higher perspective, right? So all of this you can work with. And it's interesting to look for the coming 6 months how you progress in this energy, because as I said, there is such a force behind this new moon because of Pluto, and because this is the, it's disputed, but I believe we are in the Aquarius age. There's no clear start of it because nobody knows exactly when a certain time frame occurs, but some say it's 100 years to go, but that wouldn't necessarily make sense with this astrology to me. So looking at this astrology and knowing that the cosmos is just a reflection of us, we're all, intertwined, quantum, means that as above, so below. So if above is telling us that, there's a heightened Aquarius energy, as we can see, because technology is wrapping up and we're understanding frequencies and vibrations more. The whole quantum science is something that never occurred until like 50 years ago. So, looking at our cell phones, our computers, our chips, we can see that we are in that progressive future. And I think the astrology only confirms that it is so. So I think we are in the Aquarius age. And bringing with that, Aquarius, as I said, ruled by Uranus, it is a very revolutionary, a very changing time. And as Uranus is very unpredictable, nobody really knows where this is going to go. And I think that's, in a way, a positive thing, because it's hard to direct this energy. And that's the greatest, this Aquarius energy is is wild, it's on its own, it's original, and nobody can really pull the strings, thank God. But it also means that, again, nobody really knows where this is going, and it could go, you know, hopefully not in a very negative expression. It wouldn't be very Aquarius-like, because of its intelligence. Honestly, intelligence can go wrong, okay? But I do believe Aquarius, because it also represents humanity and, you know, the desire to heal and help humanity, means that there is definitely hope, as the star card in tarot tells us. So, which is Aquarius. It's the Aquarius card. So it's actually I am very hopeful, because Pluto in Aquarius, most astrologers can have a very negative association with that, because, you know, it will advance technology and the dangers with that, right, with AI and everything being robotic or whatever. There is that. There's definitely the technological advancement that one should question the ethics of how much you even want that. Like, obviously technology for a more comfortable life, but you know, I'm an Aquarius moon, so I really understand the Aquarius energy. But I'm also someone who wants to see people in stores and, like, you know, I don't want to do everything with a cell phone and a computer. Like, I'm very analog, actually. So it's interesting. The Aquarius energy is very connected to that. And obviously we all use technology, right? But it's not, if you're dependent on technology, you're not free. If you need an accessory to move around in this world, and you, like, can't withdraw money, or you can't do what you want, that's opposite Aquarius energy. Because, as I said, freedom is at the top. The freedom to be you in all of your colors is the most important thing about Aquarius. More important than technology and anything like that. At the end of the day, it should only serve humanity. That's it. It should never be something on its own or holy or something else. That's when we lose our humanity. That's not Aquarian. So Aquarius, because it cares for humanity and because it represents large amounts of people, so groups, it wants to do good for many. And this is something not only in your goal setting, your wishing, your manifestations, but in everything you do from now, because we are in that Aquarius age, because Pluto is in Aquarius. Everything you do, you need to ask yourself, is this for the greater good? Are many people going to benefit from what I want with this, with my goal, or whatever desire you have? Are many people going to benefit? If it's just you, it's not Aquarius. And I think Pluto brings very big repercussions to if you do something that only benefits you. So I really believe that Pluto Aquarius is demanding, absolutely forcing everybody to Honestly answer this question with everything you do, with every choice you make. Is this beneficial for many? Is this for the greater good? And only if that's a yes, you should continue. Just saying. Pre-warning. So when we look at the chart, and this is where it gets a little tricky. Because it's a new moon, it's a portal, a birth, a start, a freshness of an energy that lingers for at least 6 months. The chart is a bit, so what are we going to experience the coming 6 months? In my last video, when I talked about the full moon in Leo, I already tapped into this. You know, they are, of course, the axis of the opposition of Leo and Aquarius. They always have something great in common, these axes in astrology. But even though that was a full moon, and which is usually an ending and usually isn't a beginning of something, but that chart was pretty extreme and dramatic as well. And I think this chart continues that, because, well, a new moon is definitely where the sun and moon are together in the sky, right? That's why we don't see the moon, because the sun can't shine on it. But it's squaring the ruling planet of Aquarius, of this new moon. And that is Uranus, 19 degrees in Taurus, which is pretty tight. It's a tight square. A square traditionally in astrology is conflict, tension, definitely with Uranus, disruption. You can easily look at it as like the lower expression of that energy, which is, you know, chaos, breakdowns with Uranus, sudden, unpredictable changes, as it is in, you know, as it squares off between two fixed signs, the Aquarius energy and then the Taurus energy. It means Taurus is our earthly reality, our material basic world, our money, our possessions, our housing, our safety, our senses, our body, our enjoyment, are really squared off with this new moon, bringing a lot of tension to these areas. And Aquarius brings in that chaos, with the Uranus there as well, definitely, and brings in the electricity, technological issues in our earthly reality. And this is like massive problems in finances, related to electronic finances, or like bitcoins and like these electronic currencies, you know, and this could lead to serious power cuts, internet cuts, because Aquarius also rules internet. So this could also be a massive change in social media or something related to internet. As we've had the predictive programming that, you know, we might experience a lot of these cuts. This new moon and the ongoing 6 months could be an indication of this. So, you know, this is where astrology is very handy. It means you have time to prepare. So if you know that this is a great probability because of the energetics in the sky, and because certain groups want this for some reason, then, you know, get your matchsticks, get your candles, you know, get some kind of a heating if you're in the winter area. Get some, you know, blankets, whatever, like get some water in your house, the basic survival, because also that's where Uranus is in Taurus. It means basic survival, the basic material needs you need, which is shelter, which is food, which is water, which is safety, warmth, you know, that's something we need. And this is where the disruptions unfortunately can occur with this energy. Could also be problems with food supply, food chain issues, as that is also ruled by Taurus, where Uranus is, right? So just be careful. Knowledge is power, and do so accordingly. As I always say, a square is an invitation to, you know, change the way you're doing things. It's a demand for attention. The reason why there is conflict and like stress and problems with a square energy, it just means that it grabs your attention, right? There needs a change needs to occur. And definitely it's very clear, it's between Aquarius and Uranus, change is massive. And now an astrologer doesn't know 100% what's going to occur, because that's ultimately up to the higher source, right? But this indicates a lot of changes, like massive, unpredictable, chaotic. So, but then what's the ultimate purpose of that? Well, things need to change. Things need to be more authentic. Things need to be more liberated. And we need to behave and operate from a higher perspective. And unfortunately for that, some things need to crumble. Some things need to fall away. The old needs to die so that a new reality occurs. But, you know, one can also use these energies for negative purposes. So there is a great intensity because of this new moon squaring with Uranus, okay? And it means also that your wishes, your manifestations have to be about radical change, radical advancements. So this is where we need to start to live in the future. It just, you know, it's this new world where we live from that quantum understanding, where, you know, literature like this is normal, where we don't say that we're necessarily going to a classic doctor, but that we're saying, I've gone to my bioresonance doctor who works with frequencies, okay? And, you know, I've just been to sound therapy. There's no talking therapy anymore because we understand frequencies, and we understand that from that level, a lot can be more advanced quicker. That's something we also need to know with a new moon in Aquarius and the Uranus energy that's being squared off. These are both very fast energies. So where Aquarius is, it's not only a sudden change, it's so fast energy. So we are vibrating definitely around this new moon in a high frequency, and you might feel that, and it might be translated as anxiety, because that's something that can occur with Aquarius, because there's so many energetics rushing through your body because you're so connected to the cosmos. You know, Aquarius is that very cosmic sign. It's also, you know, related to astrology. You might tap into a lot of this. You might download a lot of information and knowledge around this time. And what else is in this chart? Well, it works favorably, so nicely, positively, with the nodes, which is fate, karma, destiny, purpose. The new moon is sextiling, so it's definitely working together with this energy to improve our goals, to, aim towards that new perspective, and to also tremendously heal, because the North Node is with Chiron, the wounded healer, where for a long time our traumas are triggered to understand what we need to heal. And this new moon in Aquarius, again, the star card in tarot representing healing, sextiling this Chiron and the North Node, it's a very healing energy with this new moon. This is where you can definitely, from a vibrational aspect, truly surrender and let go of, that trauma frequency and that trauma consciousness, and liberate yourself through, I guess, alternative ways of healing that we call alternative now, but the Aquarius energy is gonna make that normal, make the alternative, the quirky, the out of the box, out of this world. It's gonna break that down and make it normal, make it authentically accepted. So kind of the future is going to be the present, and this new moon is gonna shake that into our reality. It's very it's a very electric energy. It's high pulse energy, and it's the letting go and the surrender comes because the new moon is also trining the South Node, where we're releasing negative thought patterns and negative, or how should I say, very karmic ways of relating to people, relationships, and maybe more traditional understandings even of beauty and stuff. All of that is like quickly resolved, possibly with this new moon. The ruler, Uranus, is also trining Venus in Capricorn, also quite tight aspect. So this is, there is definitely also in this chart a shakeup of economics, but very like electronic based. It means that we ought to build a new reality, a new material world where it's more sustainable, the way we operate, the way we have money, possessions, or solid things in our lives. It has to be built in a new way, in a liberated way. And there is a great focus and determination around that to increase our finances, increase our reality, and like master that whole process. And that Aquarius energy, because it's so higher perspective, the understanding of frequencies and vibrations, which makes way for that quick, sudden change, in where traditional ways of changing your material world, would have to be about working hard or all those false concepts. But with this, I think where the crumbling is at the forefront with this new moon, because of the square to Uranus, and then the trine to Venus is the build-up of this new material world that is solid, that is free, that is mastered, because now you're understanding the frequency importance of it all. And Capricorn also brings a lot of authenticity as well, the need to be to have integrity with what you do. So this is very promising for finances, relationships, beauty, art, and it's gonna do that for a very long time. So keep in mind with your wishes and manifestations that it is about creating a new material reality, sustainable, long-term, where there's respect for self and others, where there's integrity towards yourself and others, where there's authenticity of the most highest level. And because the same Venus is T-squaring the nodes of fate, dharma, karma, purpose, this is changing our goals. This is a new world kind of energy, really. And this is going to change how our material world looks. And it's going to definitely change what we want, what we desire, what we find important. And it's going to be shown in our finances, in what we own, in our careers, or our legacies even. So massive changes with this new moon. Keep in mind, all new moon wishing manifestations rituals must be done after it occurs, which is February 9th in the evening, 22:58 GMT. So adjust to your local time zone. And this is an excellent moment to plant seeds for a long-term, very different, very uniquely you reality. So use this energy and hopefully all goes well, but it could be very chaotic in the reality around you. So keep that in mind and prepare as much as you can and listen to your intuition always. So happy new moon in Aquarius. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment on what your intuition tells you what this energy brings. I will see you in the next lunation situation. Take care. Bye.